how do you stay true to not only Carnatic music and the genres, but to yourself and stay honest in your pursuit of the craft when it's your bread making? Like when your bread and, your livelihood relies on it, how do you stay true to yourself in the craft?
It just requires a ton of patience. Like after Ariya came out, my next song for film was again with Rahman sir was Ennod Nirandal, another Tamil song. And then after that, like I didn't have much else. Like there wasn't a whole bunch of things going on for me in those initial years. Like I had 2 songs that were both really successful. I won a film fair off the second one, but it wasn't like a lot of people were blowing up my phone asking me to record songs for them. You know what I mean? It was like I was actually quite concerned about how I was gonna like sustain and all that. And it just, and again, like I wasn't, there were like a couple times where I'd get hit up to do recordings, but the songs just felt so disingenuous to me. There were good pieces of music on their own, but it didn't feel like I could give it anything that would bring it alive. So, I had to forego those opportunities, and those are hard decisions at the time, especially when that's like a certain amount of money that I'm leaving on the table. But I think what has benefited me is identifying first who I am, constantly looking at that, constantly kind of understanding what my core kind of fundamental anchor points are, what makes me who I am, and being confident enough to stay true to that, even if that means like taking a slightly longer road. When the song Tali Pogade came out, and that was in 2016 January, that song was my 4th song for a movie, and that song just blew up, like crazy blew up. And when that happened, like that point specifically had set the next trajectory in motion for me, and I do believe that if I had approached my career the 4 years prior to that in any other way, or with a sense of impatience, or like, oh, I gotta make things work, I wouldn't have even come to that point. I would have taken another road. It would have led me somewhere else. And right now I can quite honestly say, like, I can get behind every piece of music I've been a part of. There's been no point in time where I feel like dirty doing this. It all feels like, okay, I at least something, like kaleidoscopically, I can look at some angle of the song, even if it's way outside of like I said before, my comfort zone genre-wise, I can get behind it all. And with that kind of knowing that is true, it allows me a sense of clarity every single morning when I wake up and approach the day to create or practice or record for someone else. That clarity that I know who I am, I know what I want to do, and it's just fared me well in every way. In performance, like I perform differently than most other people. Yeah. I've seen anywhere really, but especially in India. But that too, like not everyone got it at first. People are like, why is this dude like convulsing on stage for? Like, and they're not aware of like Jimi Hendrix just going ham on his amplifier, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's just a different set of sensibilities. Another thing is you can't take anything personally, is what I realized. Because like, and that just leads to the idea of like taking your ego and throwing it out the door. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It really isn't. It's just, I've been put in a position where I get to like just channel something and give my voice or my thoughts or my melodic output, whatever it may be, or like my productions, I get to create those things, and by the grace of God, people resonate with it. So it kind of starts and ends there.